There's no safety. We find most of us, we like saying, I want job security. Let me tell you the truth, there's no job security. Deconstruct that from your mind. There's no such thing as job security. The only thing, and this is the only thing that I want you to pursue, I want you to secure your dreams. There's no security if your dreams are not secured. The only security you'll ever get is when you secure your dreams. Because your dreams are the angels of your soul. They breathe life from within you, and when your dreams die, that moment you die. Don't you sacrifice your dreams at the altar of security. Research has shown, and it's been reported by CDC, that majority of heart attack cases occur on Monday morning between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. And the number of cases reduce with weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday having the least number of cases of heart attack. And the reason that was advanced for this trend and slope is that majority of people wake up each day to go to jobs that they hate to go to. They wake up to go to jobs that they regret going to. And so they regret when they realize that it's another week, that it's another Monday morning. And so they wake up banging their alarm clock. They wake up mad at everything around them because they hate that it's another week, another long week with their bosses in their offices. And so they are so depressed and they drag themselves to work. They walk like they're half dead. And by 10 or 9 a.m. they drop dead in their offices, going to those jobs that they hate. I do not know about you, but I know one thing. If you need an alarm clock for you to wake up to go to your job, if you need to be waking up to go to your job, if you need to be motivated or inspired for you to go and work, let me tell you something that nobody will tell you. That when you're going to a job that doesn't drive you, that doesn't inspire you, that doesn't motivate you each day, you wake up to go to that job, what you're doing is that you're buying your own death on an installment plan. Nobody will tell you this, but I came to tell you. Any day you go to a job that you hate, you're buying your own death on an installment plan. And any day you are through with paying the installment, the ownership will be transferred to you. Do you have a dream that drives you? Do you have a dream that keeps you going? Do you have that dream? So many, you've been waking up for the past 16 years to do that job which you hate. And every time you've been saying, next month I'm quitting this job, or next year I'm quitting this job. You've said that for the past 16 years. And you're saying that you're waiting for the perfect moment. You're waiting for the perfect time. Let me tell you for sure, there's no perfect time for quitting a job. There's no perfect time for anything under the sun. You have to grab this moment and make it perfect. You have to grab this moment and make it the one that you will use to live your dreams. Because if you don't do that, you will die with unlived dreams and unfulfilled life. You'll die with wishes. Don't you die with wishes. You can still achieve that which God brought you here to do. You can still live that dream which God put in you. It's never too late to live your dreams. All of us, we do have dreams. Dreams given to us by life. But also, it's good to remember that dreams don't shout. Dreams don't scream. Dreams only whisper. If you wait for tomorrow, tomorrow may be too late. Don't you wait for tomorrow. Don't you wait for another day. Grab this moment and bring your dreams into reality. Turn your dreams into reality. Don't let nobody tell you that your dreams are invalid. Don't let nobody tell you to go slow on your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you that your dreams are impossibilities. Don't let them tell you. When you're driving on the road to your success, you'll find a lot of road signs telling you to go slow, telling you that if you go so fast, you might hurt yourself, that you might fail. Don't you pay attention to such road signs? They've been placed there by people who are limited by others, and so they want to limit you also. Don't you pay attention? I've always wondered, why is it that we make cars with speed limits of 200, 220, 180 km per hour, and the government approves these cars, and the same government passes laws that tell us that we should never drive beyond 80 km per hour. And when they find you driving beyond 80, and even on some roads beyond 60 km, they will arrest and charge you for that. Then you ask yourself, why do we limit the power of our cars? It's only in Germany. Germany is the only country on earth with the roads that we call Autobahn roads, the Autobahn highways. When you drive on these highways, you find it clearly marked. You can drive at any speed. You can drive at any speed, your topmost speed, and it is allowed, and it is even safer. Research says it is safer to drive when you're driving on an Autobahn road. It is even safer to drive at the highest speed than to drive at the lowest speed, because when you drive at your lowest speed, you'll be knocked. And so, when you're driving on an Autobahn road, some people with cars with powerful engines, they drive as fast as 350 km per hour, and it is safe driving at that speed. And so, in your case, God, in His wisdom, He designed you and He pre-tested you, and He found that you're good for this job. He tested you, He designed you with top speed, the topmost speed you can imagine, and He placed you on an highway, on a road called an Autobahn road. Then you want to limit your speed because you fear that you might fail. Let me tell you the truth. Your worst failure will be in trying to limit your speed, not in trying to go full speed. Get your feet off the brakes and step onto the accelerator. Because your destiny is calling, because your future is calling, because your dream is calling, and it needs, your destiny needs speed. Life calls for speed. You have to speed up, because if you don't speed up, the speed at which you're moving now will never get you to your destiny. Because I'm deeply convinced that all of us, we were created with a purpose, equipped with potential, and designed for a destiny. But your destiny, for you to get there, you have to increase your speed. I do not know about you, but is there someone that you've been moving at the speed of a tortoise, or the speed of a snail when God designed you with the speed of a cheetah, or that you've been flying with pigeons and ducks when God designed you to soar with the eagles? Is there someone that you feel within you that you've never unleashed your full potential? You feel within you, it's something that only you can answer. Nobody can answer this for you. Is there someone that you feel that you've never truly lived your full potential? The reason it's called potential is because it's something that has not been utilized. Something that has been utilized is no longer potential. Potential is unused energy. Potential is like that energy in a car battery that has not been used. It is in store. Is there someone that you feel you have a lot within you that you've never exposed to the earth? Don't you die with your dreams within you. Because for sure the grave doesn't need your dreams. Your dreams were meant for us here. Is there someone you've underutilized your potential? I'm not trying to say that living your full potential will be easy. I'm not saying that going your full speed will be easy. I'm not saying that unleashing your full potential will be easy. But I'm saying it will be worth it. It will be worth it. Not that it will be easy, but it will be worth it. And I want you to do it not because it will be easy, because it will never be easy. I want you to do it because it will be worth it. It will be worth it. Your dreams are worth it. It doesn't matter the struggle that you go through. Your dreams are worth it. I like to say that before success comes in any man's life, he's sure to go through 4 steps. First, you have to sacrifice, then you have to struggle, then you have to suffer before you succeed. I like to call them the 4 S of achievement. Sacrifice, struggle, suffer, and finally succeed. And of all the 4, the third one is the hardest. Suffer. And most people will give up. Most people give up when suffering gets too much. Most people, we don't quit on the first one or on the second one. We quit on the third one, and that is suffering. Most people quit when suffering becomes unbearable. All that they don't know at the time they're quitting is that suffering is the second last stage in the process of manufacturing a product called success. I don't know whom I'm talking to, but something tells me that there's someone, and this is not for everyone. My messages are not for everyone. My messages are for someone. Maybe you are there and you feel like you want to quit. You feel like you want to give up. You feel like you want to hang your boots. Maybe you are there and you feel like your suffering has been too much, and so you feel like you want to quit. I want to remind you for sure that just after suffering, the next stage, the next step is your success. Don't you quit now. Don't you quit now. This is not the time to quit, because if you quit now, let me tell you for sure, all the suffering, all the pain that you've endured, they'll be all in vain. It's always darker before morning comes. It's always darker before your morning comes, and so if it is too dark, just know your morning is about. Don't you quit at this time. This is not the time for you to quit. If you quit today, all the pain you've endured to get this far will all go in vain. Don't you let your pain go in vain. Turn your pain into your gain. Turn your pain into your gain, because your pain was not meant to be wasted. You have to keep pushing, you have to keep pressing on, because it might be nearer, yet it seems so far. And surely it is nearer than you think. It is nearer than you think. Keep on pressing. Your best is yet to come. One of the greatest and the best books, I believe, that has ever been written apart from the Bible is a book called Think and Grow Rich, that was written by Napoleon Hill in 1937. Think and Grow Rich is a book that was written after Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men on earth at that time, contracted Napoleon Hill, who was at that time a journalist. And Andrew Carnegie told Napoleon Hill that over the next 20 years, I want you to work for me. And the work that you're going to do for me is that you will be interviewing people for me. I will arrange interviews with the 500 most successful people on earth. And what you will be doing is that you will interview them. And you will interview them to find out what is it that made them successful. What is it that made them thrive in their businesses? What is it that made them great? What is it that made them rich? And so, over the next 20 years, Napoleon Hill interviewed the most successful people in America and across the world. And having interviewed the 500 people, he summarized his findings into 13 principles that were later put down in a book in 1937 called Think and Grow Rich. And in this book, Napoleon Hill says, and I quote him, he says that before success comes in any man's life, he is sure to meet with temporary defeat and perhaps some failure. When defeat overtakes a man, the easiest and most logical thing to do is always to quit. And that is what majority of men do. But he says more than 500 men and women that have interviewed, the most successful in our country that have interviewed, have always told me that their greatest success came just one step beyond the point at which defeat had overtaken them. That their greatest success came just one step beyond the point at which defeat had overtaken them. Beyond that point at which they almost gave up. That is when their greatest success came. If you forget everything that I said today, don't you forget this one from Napoleon Hill. Don't you forget this one. That your success, your greatest success, will come just one step beyond the point at which defeat has overtaken you. Beyond the point at which everyone has told you to give up. Beyond the point at which your hope is gone and you feel like you want to quit. You feel like all is wasted and you feel like you can't keep pressing no more. Just beyond that step Beyond that point is where your greatest success will come.